Well, our next guest is part of the award-winning bluegrass gospel group, the Isaacs family. But today, she's released her first solo album of her career, Songs That Pulled Me Through the Tough Times. It has earned a Grammy nomination for Best Roots Gospel Album. Welcome to the studio, Becky Isaacs Bowman.
Hello.
I said the shy Isaacs. I love this. This is kind of taking you a little bit out of your comfort zone.
It has taken me out of my box a lot.
But I love it. You got to talk about this album, 14 songs, and you and I were talking in the green room, and I said, my gosh, I said the title of this album, when you were recording it, you had no idea what lie ahead. And for folks who may not know and may not have heard, it was just, what, about 6 weeks after you're in a near fatal car crash. Somebody hit you head on while you were driving just outside of Nashville.
I started this record 3 years ago, and I was in the studio one day, and a friend of mine said to me, why don't you record this song that we were singing background vocals on your solo record? And I'd made the comment, oh, I'm too shy, I've never made a solo record. I went to all those excuses. And long story short, we were eating that night, and he texted me and he said, hey, I'll be in the studio April of 2019, whatever the date was. He said, don't stand me up.
You can't back out?
I can't back out. Mm-hmm. And it started the process, a 3-year process of recording songs that speak to me, songs that we haven't. You know, Sonia and I write the majority of the material that the Isaacs do, and we're very transparent about, you know, the kind of day you're having when you write a song.
Right.
And so I wanted these songs to be songs that I go to that I didn't write when I'm having a bad day. It's a very vulnerable record for me. And so 3 years in the making, and it finally released on October of this past year. And 6 weeks later, I was headed to Target to buy a couple of things for some fellow bandmates, some Christmas presents to finish up our Christmas tour, and a gentleman crossed oncoming traffic and hits me head on. He lost his life that day, and he left me with 3 broken ribs and 2 broken legs that required absolutely no walking for 8 to 12 weeks was the original diagnosis. And so I was in a wheelchair for a couple months, and finally on February of this year, I started walking again and beginning the process of rehabilitating. And I'm still in rehab, and I'm actually facing a couple more surgeries, unfortunately, to fully recover to what they believe will be my new normal. But I'm very blessed. It's been a heck of a year.
Yeah, my gosh. Thank God you are here. I'm glad you're doing so great, and knowing what you had gone through, just a miracle. So thank God. And of course, did not get to really promote this album. And you talk about these 14 songs that really spoke to you. And I know really as a guitar player, you were inspired to go ahead and choose songs and collaborators that really had an influence on you. Name some of these guests that we're going to hear on this.
I grew up listening to people like Kelly Back play the guitar, Ron Block, Brian Sutton,
Ricky
Skaggs, Marty Stewart, Jimmy Fortune, Vince Gill. And this is actually the last record that Jimmy Capps got to play on before he passed away, and it's the only actually collaboration he and his son Mark Capps, who also passed away this year, ever played on together. So there's a lot of those special guitar moments for me. And then as we were recording it, I thought, I always sing with Sonia, Ben, and my mom. It's time I sing with my friends. So I called up a few friends like Dolly and Vince and
just a few friends,
Allison Krauss, and you know, I was like, would you please sing on my record? And of course they were quick to say yes. The Whites, Connie Smith. I mean, it's full of my friends, people that I just love to spend time with and have never really gotten the chance to sing duets with them. And so when I found out the record was nominated for a Grammy, I was blown away. Wow. You know, I'm in the hospital when all of the promotion of my record really starts in full gear, and then I have to kind of stop. And I got the sweetest letter from Dolly, and when she had heard about my accident, and it was really sweet. And she's like, I can't imagine a world without you in it. And she said, I know that you're really excited about your record, and you're not going to be able to promote it like you want, but there'll always come a time that you can. And it was so encouraging. And Reba, when I was in the hospital, she called and she said we were going on tour with her March the 9th. And I told the doctor when I was having my surgery, I was like, I can't miss the tour. I can't miss opening up for Reba. He said, you'll be on that stage. He said, it'll be a challenge, but you'll do it. And Sonia says every night on stage now, she says, you know, Reba called and said, well, if I have to get a forklift to get you up on that stage, as long as you can sing, you're going to be there. And so I had so many encouraging phone calls that helped me. And so when I found out it was nominated for a Grammy, I couldn't believe it. I was just
Unbelievable.
like, only God could do these full circle moments. And the coolest part about it, the Grammys are February the 4th. And when I found out I was nominated and if I could go to the Grammys, I opened up my phone, but it went to this year, 2023, February 4th. And on my phone, it said, get rid of my wheelchair. That was the day to the day. I'll be walking the red carpet, and I'll be walking it in gratitude. In gratitude that God knew that a year from that day when I put my wheelchair away, that people would get the heart and soul of what this record really means. And I didn't make it for others. I made it for myself because I know that sounds crazy. You make music for people, and I'm thankful that they get it as well. But this was something that just needed to come out of my heart for me. And I'm thankful that the people got it.
You guys are not going to want to miss this album, just the music. I just can't say enough about the record. And we're out of time, but boy, congratulations. I'm so glad this woman is here, the voice. And by the way, what happened to Shy Becky?
She's still there.
Goodness, she's not. She's not.
Still there. I called all of my friends that were on this record when I found out, and I said, if you ever see a turtle on a fence post, you know it didn't get up there by itself. And I said, I feel like a turtle on a fence post. Thank you for being part of my record and being part of this. And so I'm grateful.
It's a God thing for sure. Of course, songs that pulled me through the tough times. Becky Isaacs Bowman, pick up that album. Congratulations. We're going to be watching on February 4th.